Hey kids, welcome back to another episode of R5 Craft. Dad here, and in today's episode we're going to start some water channels to a new farm, and I'll be introducing someone new. What a beautiful sunrise here on the R5 Craft server. I'm trying out a new resource pack, and let's see here. I'll post a link to the resource pack in the description of this video, but it's got some pretty cool textures on different things. You can see my sword looks a little different there, and amongst other things. But today, every episode I start off with something cool with a build on our server, and we give credit to the resident. But today, I'm going to be taking some of the credit. I know, I build a lot of things. Oh, little spoiler there. And I know I take credit, and that's okay because it's kind of my server, right? I'm dad. Dads do whatever they want, right? Well, not this dad all the time. Anyway, you can kind of see, you can guess where I am. I'm in the water, and there's a hole here, and that kind of looks like PrisModonna. And look at that. It took me over a week to clear out this beautiful monument, and it wasn't until about halfway that I figured out how to do it with much more safely without getting attacked by all the guardians. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, you can see the texture pack a little bit makes things, a resource pack, makes things look a little different from up here. But yeah, I mean, this is what we've got so far. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building some water channels to this farm. And we're going to be making, so you can see where this dark prismarine corners are. That's going to be the corners of our spawn tank. And then they'll drop down into water channels and then into a kill chamber. And then they'll be sorted and put out into water ice channels and then up to a sorting elevator, or an item elevator, all the way up to our AFK platform, which will be up there. So no one will be down here. It'll just be all the mechanics and maintenance of things. So let me make sure, that I've got my, not that one either. I've got my armor on. Look at the resource pack even changes how these things look too. Iron ingots look cool. Look at the ender pearls. Kind of look like, both are ender pearls. They kind of look like slime balls too. But when we go back into this, look at how cool my helmet looks. That's pretty cool. I like it. So yeah, we'll get started, and one of the things that we're going to do is, we're going to eat, and then we're going to break down and clear out this entire monument. And so when I come back, all this will be gone. I'm not going to do any progress updates or anything like that. I'll just maybe start off with a few, and then we'll get going. Actually, I'll show you the inside. Oops. So, on our last episode, we kind of talked about Michael's Elytra launcher. The first time he launched, he died, and he got, the death message was Stravos has experienced kinetic energy or something like that because he hit a wall so fast. So this was our temporary base of operations for the monument clearing project. And then I built this beacon, and we've got, as you can see, haste. And then I've got everything cleared out down here. I saved the shell just for you guys. And then we've got a large fall here. That's going to, this is the lowest that we can go right here. We're looking at 32. Any lower than this and items will despawn if we're at our AFK platform. So that's the lowest we can go down here. Which shouldn't be a problem. We're not going to be down that low anyway. And then I've got our entryways into the water here. And I learned, instead of using glass blocks, that we could use the glass panes on the outer wall. Your 6 blocks of glass will give you 16 panes. So they go an extra 10 blocks. And so this really went quickly. A lot quicker than on our 1.8 server, which I was surprised. It took us a couple weeks to do the 1.8 server. But then again, we didn't know what we were doing. And so we're kind of experienced now. Look at the coal in this resource pack. Looks pretty neat too. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between stone and what is it? Not that stuff, the other stuff. But you can see it's kind of dark down here still, so we get mobs spawning all over the place. But yeah, I like this resource pack, and I don't know. I'm going to try a couple other resource packs, so forgive me if it changes a lot. So then once we got the whole thing cleared, we moved our stuff down to here, and so we've got all of our chests. Look at the end chest, looks pretty neat too. Moved everything outside so that we can demolish this. And then, these arches here, I'm actually thinking about inlaying them into the glass. So we'll be able to do that at a later time, but I think that would look pretty cool. I may have my daughter have her do that. Shiba Inu is her name. So yeah, I'll get started on that. We'll catch you on the flip side. So I need to come over here and get some mending on. I'm down to 400 out of 1500 on my pickaxe, and that's going to go through it really quick with this monument. I think it's the second time I've had to come over here, and I tell you, I just love mending. It keeps your armor fully healed, and then it also keeps your tools fully healed. I mean, look at this, efficiency 5, fortune 3. This is an awesome pickaxe, and it even looks cool in this texture pack. So we're here at the Agro Donut, and just look at some of these from this resource pack. Look at some of the textures. Even the nether brick looks cool. Netherrack actually might be able to be used for something. The cobblestone has a pretty nice texture. Chests look pretty cool as well. There's the glowstone, even trapdoors. But look at the pigmen's faces, though. That's something from a horror movie. Those things are freaky. Anyway, Agro Donut's going to heal up my pickaxe, and then we'll get right back to work. Well, just finishing up some of the last blocks here, and the whole thing is pretty much broken down. I mean, there's a few straggler blocks here and there that I'll pick up with as I'm working and stuff. But as I was halfway through this, I realized I missed out on an opportunity. Sometimes when you're doing things in Minecraft, you want to do them as efficiently as possible. And other times, when you've done something as mundane as clear the entire ocean, you want to do something as fun as possible. And so I missed out on an opportunity to make this as fun as possible by blowing this thing up with dynamite. So I'm sorry for that. Thought about it as I was almost done, and so figured might as well just rebuild this, and then we'll just blow it up again. No, I'm kidding. So what we'll do is we'll go empty another one someday, and we'll blow it up or find something else to blow up. We do have plans to make a wither skull farm, which means we'll have to blow up some crossroads in the nether. So as long as I'm reminded of that when we do the project, if my crafters on my server will remind me when we start to do that project, say, hey, don't forget to bring the dynamite, then we'll have some fun with that one, because we'll have to blow up a lot of nether stuff. And that can get real messy real quick with the lava jumping around, so we'll see how that goes. But let's see. So I'm going to get this stuff cleaned up, and then I'm going to show you where the kill chamber is going to be in the middle there, and we'll build up. I'm going to have to move the beacon and get that in place, because we don't really need it anymore because we used it for haste, so we might move it and make it a jump boost or do something with that. And oh wow, that whole chest is full. That's all sand. This is miscellaneous, so this is where this stuff's gonna go. And yeah, let me finish getting this cleaned up, and I'll move the beacon, and we'll get started on the iceways. That only took me like 15 minutes to clear that whole thing with haste 2 and efficiency 4. So that was pretty good. And as you can see, my mending is already back down to 700. So that was a lot of blocks. That was definitely a lot of wearing on your tools. So yeah, give me just a minute. Okay, so I'm standing here on what's going to be the corner of our spawn chamber, and it'll be up in this area somewhere. It won't take up the whole thing because that's just going to be outrageously huge. And then originally I was thinking of making this the center of the item elevator. But I don't want my platform up there to be as big as from here all the way down to that side. You know what? Let me go up. Now that the monument is cleared, we should be able to get a better picture from up here. But I don't want my platform up at Y160 to be to be as big as these 4 squares of dark prismarine in the corners. But that's how big the spawn tank's going to be. So I'm thinking maybe about where those 4 lanterns are will be roughly where the corner of our platform will be up above. And then just inside of that is where we'll make the item elevators. And what I'm hoping to do is make the item elevators like the clear ones in 1.8. And I know that there's some issues on 1.9 with them, and I found a really cool fix by Snow Crash. And for those of you who don't know, Snow Crash is the guy who made our aggro donut and updated it for 1.9. And he's an amazing guy, so I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description as well. If you like Australian accents, you'll love Snow Crash. He's really cool. And so anyway, we will... is that the moon rising? The moon in this resource pack has phases, and sometimes there'll be a crescent moon, and it looks just really cool. But I'm going to get down there and sleep, and then we will place I'll place the 4 squares of where I think the item elevators will go, and then we'll make the water channels from there. So yeah, let's see how big this is. This is really big. Let's see if I can do this without hitting something. Never mind. All right, 1 more to go. I've only got 7 darks left. Let's take some of these back. So I'm going to go from my corner platforms over here, and I'm even going to take these off the top because I need these. You'd think I'd have more of these after just dismantling the entire monument, but there really isn't a whole lot of those in the actual spawned design. So, but we're going to get a ton of them from this farm. So we're going to go in 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go in 14 total. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14 there. And we're going to circle around like that. Okay, so that is it squared? Oh, can't get up there. Like this. It looks pretty squared. So that is where our platform will be. And then our platform up in the sky will be just a little bit wider than this, and then there'll be chests back here. So you'll be able to see the items come up. Okay, so this is the bottom of our kill chamber height right here. So that means our kill chamber is going to be... I only have 2 of those, so I can't do that. So this is where the bottom of our kill chamber is going to be. And then our hoppers will all be down here, and they'll cycle down this way. So then here's where we're going to have our item sorters. So the first item sorter we can put right here. So it'll be hopper, hopper, and then dropper. And then we're going to need 3 spaces between them because I've implemented the dropper as part of the sorting system, so it will sort and dispense it into the water stream at the same time, or actually drop it into the water stream at the same time. So then from there we'll go 1, 2, 3 more, and then directly into a dropper for that. So that will be our shards, crystals, and fish. And then our ink sacs will actually be in a completely different system. So it'll go from down here. So the dropper will be on this level pointing this way. And forgive me if I get an occasional cough or an extra cut. I've gotten over a cold that I've had for the last week. And I was out of work all week long because of it. So it was a rough past 2 weeks here. I don't know what's going on. It must just be the seasonal changes and stuff. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be using Silky right now. Alright, go back for another run. But yeah, it started off in my throat, and then I got a nose cold, and then it wasn't fun at all. I tell you, when Dad is sick, the baby is sick. Dads can be big, big babies. And I'm no exception. Yeah, just ask my wife. I will whine, complain. I mean, I don't usually cry, but I tell you, sometimes I feel like I want to cry. Okay, so now we are underneath the bottom of where the item elevator is going to be. And so that will work. I'm going to light this up right here and here. So that is one elevator channel done. So this will all be replaced with packed ice. So yeah, hopper, 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 dropper, ice. So we got to go down one more. And then we got to come out from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then those two will be normal. And then the rest is ice. Alright. And then we'll work on those, and I'll only do one with you guys. But that'll be in another episode. So that's how that's going to go, and I'll get these other channels laid off camera, but you can kind of get the feel for it. So the actual sorter, so we'll go, the hoppers will go boom, boom, and then this will be where the item sorter will be, just like that. And then there'll be blocks like that and redstone stuff all in the mix of that to dispense it out that way. So yeah, that's it for that. Let's see here. I'm not going to do any more of this on camera with you guys because this could get pretty boring. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. So tell me what you think, guys. And if you're on our server, feel free to come and help out, give us a hand. And we'll go from there. Let's see, what's next? Alright guys, there was one thing I wanted to do before we left, and that is introduce you to someone new. There's a new person on our server that we've been waiting for a long time to get an account, and we're so excited to get her because she is the love of my life. R5 Dad's love of his life can only be one person, and that is... oh no, I'm messing it up. R5 Mama. Hi babe, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
So there's some things you can do in Minecraft to show emotion. Like I'm going to show you that I'm sad, and I'm just going to go over here. Like I'm bashful, and you know, and I really like you, and you're cute, and hi. So but so what you can do is if you left click towards me, if I'm close enough to you, you would hit me. But if you left click, your arm will swing like this. And that's like saying hi. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for me, R5 Dad, and we're going to go play with R5 Mama on her account for a couple minutes. But until next time, R5 Dad signing out.